Hello again, everyone. This is Pastor Katie from First Presbyterian Church of Decatur. Today, I am calling for prayer. So we are in need of a lot of prayer right now, but I have a special request. Many of you know Don Reits has been in and out of the hospital. He is back in the hospital, and he has some serious medical challenges right now. And Carolyn has requested your prayers. So Don had gone back, he'd been hospitalized, went back into Bronson Commons, and is now back in the hospital. And Carolyn and their family are having to make some decisions about his care and about what to do next, and weighing risks and outcomes and things that are difficult decisions under the best of circumstances, but now seem to be complicated by their inability to talk and be with Don. And that is so hard for a family. So if you can lift them up in prayer, to pray for them and to pray for support, for comfort, and for peace as they are making these decisions and whatever comes next. It is a tough spot that they're in, and we want to hold them up in prayer. Prayer is one of the great ways that we can stay connected as a community. I think it's hard for us to feel together in this when we're so far apart, even though we're just down the street from one another in a lot of instances, but we're not able to really feel this connection. So one of the ways that I have been able to help to feel connected to you all, obviously through these videos and your comments and likes, I know who's watching, so like, hey guys. But also I've been praying through the directory. So we give out a directory of people's names and photos, but you can go through and pray for those people. Even though I don't know, there are some folks that I haven't touched base with yet that I don't know what's going on per se in the day-to-dayness of their life. It's still nice to be able to lift them up in prayer, helps you feel more connected and not as much alone. And certainly they can feel your prayers as well. And one of the ways that we can help support each other and sustain each other as the days and weeks kind of drone on. Also, in the beginning of the year on Epiphany Sunday, I handed out the little stars. I don't have mine, it's at work. But on the front was a word to help guide your 2020. On the back was the name of a person or family to lift up in prayer. So I encourage you to dig out that star, wherever it may be, call and reach out to the people on that star. You can let them know why, you cannot, and just say, hey, I'm thinking about you and praying for you, and ask maybe what you could be praying for in the midst of all of this, and see how they may need support. So I think praying for one another is a really good way to help us support one another and to build that sense of community while we are so far apart. I think it's also important that we continue to pray for the doctors and nurses and medical staff that continue to work on our behalf in protecting people. I think there's a lot of sacrifices being made within families that we're not aware of. I know of doctors and nurses and chaplains and lots of other medical people. There are more people in the hospital than just doctors and nurses who are making the choice to self-quarantine away from their families so that they don't bring anything home. And that's hard. They're working long shifts and they may be away from their friends and family, and that's hard in the midst of tough days. So we want to continue to pray for them. Pray for patients who have COVID-19 or who are not able to see their loved ones because of all of the restrictions, that it's got to be a lonely time if you're hospitalized. So we want to make sure that we're lifting those folks up in prayer as well as their families who can't offer that love and support to their loved one who's in the hospital and in need of care. We want to lift up too, I think, all of us as we go through our days and weeks. It's hard. And we want to continue to pray for the support and guidance and the hope. I think there are days that I'm more hopeful than others, and there are days that are better than others. But some days are really tough. And to pray for those folks who are having tough days, whether we know it or not, to lift them up in prayer and to support them, and to hopefully God's presence be made known to them, assure them that they're not in this alone, and that there is a light into the darkness, and that this isn't going to last forever, even though some days it absolutely feels like it. But to pray for those folks as well, and then all of our folks who are working still. I think grocery store clerks, people at restaurants doing takeout. There are so many folks that are working in the midst of this, and again, putting their lives in danger and the lives of their family, that need our love and support as well. So as a community, I encourage you to pray for one another. Lift up those specific by name that you know, and even those you don't. We can pray for all people, that God's presence be made known to them, that they are able to find comfort and peace in the midst of all of this chaos, and hope, that we all may feel the hope that God can bring good things out of even the worst of circumstances. So I invite you to pray for our community, to pray for our leaders. Just pray, because we all need it right now. So if you have a specific prayer request that you would like us to be praying for, please let us know in the comments of this video. And we'd love to pray for you. You can also private message me if it's a private concern, but let us know how we can be supporting you and those you love. So that's it for today, folks, and we hope to see you again soon. Bye, guys.